Hi everybody, this is Quentin here with Utiliquip. I want to go over some features of this 2019 UMI12000, the Utiliquip brand reel carrier trailer or reel caddy. First off, all of our units come standard with this 12 volt hydraulic power supply and mounted in a toolbox, weather tight. Let me show you what's in the box here. We've got a lockable hasp here. We have here's your 12 volt tipper power unit, 3-gallon hydraulic reservoir, 10-foot remote cord with controller that is magnetic, has the magnets on the back of it. It's sticky. You could set it down on the fenders of the trailer or whatnot, and if you forget it, it'll stay where you put it. This cord helps you get around the back of the trailer when you're loading the reel up. You can maneuver things around, line things up with that in your hand, and it's right there. You can move the arms up and down, get everything to line up to pick your load safely. So it's more of a one-man job that way. 12 volt battery, interstate battery, high quality. Also in here you have your breakaway battery for your electric brakes on your axles. It has a test button to tell you it's charged. This is charged off of the tail lights or the running lights. When you turn your running lights on the trailer, it charges that battery. So the reason we do that is a lot of these breakaway systems, these batteries always go dead, and then when you need it, it doesn't work. So if something were to happen, the pin's pulled from your breakaway system, nothing happens because this battery is dead. So we charge that off of our tail lights to make sure it maintains power. Our 12 volt main power supply for the pump is hooked to a trickle charger, a solar trickle charger, that when it's on a job site or in your yard sitting for long periods, it maintains that 12 volt battery so it's ready on standby for when you want to put it to work. Now the trailer plug itself has a 12 volt auxiliary circuit wired into it, which most newer trucks or even stuff I think back to 2000 have that auxiliary 12 volt wire built into their standard plugs, which will charge this battery while you are driving down the road or when it's hooked to a tow vehicle. Also in this box is an audible alarm. That alarm sounds anytime a function is moved. That way people are alert and aware that the load is moving, something's happening, they can get out of the way of pinch points or get away from the back of the trailer when the spool is being lowered, because a 9,500 pound spool does a lot of damage to a person in the wrong place. So moving on to our frame. The frame is made of A500 carbon steel 3/16 thick throughout the whole structure of the main frame. Now our cradle that handles the reel of cable or conduit or whatever you may be working with is made, all of this part is all made of 1/4 inch A500 carbon steel. Very heavy duty, very rigid. We put a lot of emphasis on our upright supporting mechanism with this A-frame design here that supports and stops a lot of outward flex of the arms to hold the reel in place. And we use these stabilizer jacks from Ram that have a 5,000 pound support capacity and a 3,000 pound lift capacity per jack. So you set these jacks when you're lifting your load, and that makes the trailer stable so that it does not pick the front end up or pick the tow vehicle off the ground if it's a light vehicle. and this unit is completely can be independently operated, meaning you could lower the load or pick up a load without it being hooked to a tow vehicle, as long as these stabilizers are set. And the other cool feature of these is if you have a flat tire along the road, you can raise the trailer up off the ground with these jacks, even when it's fully loaded, to change a tire, which eliminates the need for a jack for your trailer. And also Torflex or torsion axles, which have independent suspension on each wheel, which makes for a very smooth ride. 235/80 R16 tires, 3,520 pound capacity per tire, which puts you well within your GVW of 12,000 pounds. And then, not sure you can see it, but there is a greasable pivot point there on your cradle, and then each hub, it has the easy grease fittings in the spindle for maintenance, and your lights are all LED all the way around the trailer. Going back to the drawbar and the cradle, this is I don't know if you can see it or not, but this is a two-piece drawbar. This is a tube over top of the main drawbar that floats independently. This is your main drawbar, and then this is the tube that floats. The reason we do that is when you put your reel on here, it will spin independently without turning the drawbar in the pockets of the trailer and wearing the pockets. Plus, it distributes the load evenly across the bar, and you don't get wear spots in your main bar. Now, when you take this out, you have to slide the main drawbar out of this tube, stick this tube in your reel, and then you slide from the other side, you slide the drawbar through it, and then line it up with the arms, obviously, pick your reel up. So there's that. I'll have a little more detailed video about loading and showing the operation loading a reel later on. These are 4-inch bore cylinders. While the load is being carried, these are retracted, which means the rods are inside. You don't have to worry about damaging the chrome rods on the cylinders. You have an air spring, which means the barrel side of this cylinder is air charged. When this is fully retracted or loaded, this part of the cylinder is pressurized by air, which creates a spring. When you push the button to lower the load, that air forces the hydraulic oil out and back to the reservoir and lets it smoothly come down with no power against any of the safety latches or anything. No hydraulic power. So it's gravity down, power up, hydraulic power to lift. Now I want to go over the safety latches themselves. There's no removable parts, no pins, nothing to take out of this system to get lost, which has been a problem for years in this industry. Is, guys tend to lose the safety pins and the latches and the cotter pins and things like that, and you end up with a screwdriver with electrical tape in a 3/4 hole to hold a 9,000 pound load going down the road. Is very unsafe. So we've made sure we've eliminated all that possibility with our design of latch. The way it works, got this mechanism here. This is the main latch, but this mechanism, to lower the load, you have to disengage this latch like that. Both sides. There's 2 latches. You can see that has a pin of its own in that mechanism that takes the place of the main pin. And then you just go up here and you push your down button. this mechanism falls out of the way. It's all automatic. There's no removable parts. When the load comes back up, all automatic. There's no input from the operator other than to push this button to make this a safe load driving down the road. Now, we recommend that you leave the hydraulic pressure on the cylinders while this is transported. But if there were a failure, a line leak, or a fitting got broken off by some road hazard, a rock or a stick or whatever the case may be, and it had, released all hydraulic pressure, then these latches come into play and they grab this thing and will not let it lower. And these latches are in tight, they're not coming out. The load, the harder to pull on it, the tighter they latch in. And when you are ready to release them and lower the load, you just push the up button to raise them to recharge your cylinders with oil. Now these are loose. And no removable parts, basically a fail-safe. So that the operator does not have to remember to put pins in or anything like that. So there's that function. And let me go over a few other things. The pintle hitch that we have on here now is our standard pintle ring. It's a 5-position adjustable, and that's what we put on as a standard feature. Now, one thing I will say about these dual axle torsion or Torflex axles is the ride height of that hitch is very important, because if you don't have it set up correctly for your tow vehicle, you'll distribute more weight on one or the other axle, forward or reverse, and it will cause excess tire wear. It won't pull correctly behind your truck, and you're overloading one axle. So the ride height of this hitch is very important on this model. So it's important to set that up correctly. I think covered everything, but the hydraulic hoses are all inside the frame, out of the way of any abrasion from outside sources like the pipe or the guys stepping on, pulling on, whatever the case may be. They only pop out where they need to get to the cylinders. As options on these trailers, we offer a spare tire rack, which mounts on the side here. This one does not have one at this time, but the spare tire goes on the side of the tongue. We offer wheel chocks and wheel chalk holders, and we also offer LED hazard lights, like flashing work lights. We offer a whole system, and I think that pretty much covers this trailer.